Where are we going now? What's happening? Where are we going to now?
All right, so we're now visiting another famous clock, which is in the clock tower at the V&A Waterfront.
Okay, so this clock tower was built because it's very important in the old days that ships' chronometers were set to the exact time. So when they're working with longitude, so they could actually travel and not get lost at sea. So this basically is connected to another building up here where they had a ball that used to drop, which was attached to the observatory, so they got exact time. So purely the timing was very, very important to ships at that period.
Yeah, how's it?
Good day.
Here we go again. Another one of your projects, eh?
Another one. This is quite an interesting one.
So I'll just get Richard to lock the door behind us. So we don't have it.
While we go up,
Oh, right.
you've got the chute here where the weights is coming down, and it's divided by this piece of wood, so they both slide on either side. So you'll see there's one weight, the other one is halfway up already.
Oh, all right. Okay,
So,
I
yeah.
see. So how did you actually get involved in all of this?
About just over 20 years ago, bought my first clock in Zanzibar, took it to a clockmaker, it ran well for a couple of months. Then one morning it wasn't running anymore, took it back. 2 weeks later it stopped again, and then I decided I'm going to strip it myself. Then I read in Popular Mechanics of a guy called Jacques Arzoul, the old Frenchman in Stellenbosch that used to have gun and clock. And I worked there for a couple of years, semi-apprenticeship under him, and yeah, from there it's just taken off.
Before we go further, what is happening here? What do you think this is?
This was the Harbour Master's office. This is where he sat. I mean, that time it was the tallest building.
Yeah.
So you got all this mirrors, so wherever he sat, he could have a full view of what happened in the harbour.
Look at that, there's the water, there's the waterfront out there. Fantastic, cheapest. Look at that, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, and even mirrors at the back here.
Yeah, between all the windows everywhere.
And mirrors, so you can, yeah, I see that what you talk about by mirrors.
Yes.
So, all right.
So it's very interesting.
All right, let's go to the clock. Okay, here it is. Brains of the clock.
Here's the brains of the clock. This is quite an old one. This was installed here in 1883. J. Abramson and Sons from Edinburgh. Slightly different to the one you've seen earlier.
Yes.
This has only got a strike and time. So it strikes once on the half hour, and then on the full hour it will sound whatever time it is.
Right.
So you don't have the tunes and all that. Also slightly different escapement. Previous one was a three-legged gravity escapement. This is just a normal anchor escapement, deadbeat escapement.
Okay, and there's the pendulum going again.
There's the pendulum going again, much shorter as well. It's a very nice and short one, this.
Why does it have to have a pendulum? Why can't the power just come from that gravity, just going down and giving?
You need something that releases the power constantly. So if we take that little anchor off there,
Yes.
that wheel is just going to spin out of control. So there it slowly releases power in a controlled manner. And that's how you get your timekeeping.
Ah, got you.
Same here, if you see that massive brass knob at the bottom of the pendulum,
Yes.
if you turn it in, then
Yes.
it lifts the weight, and the
Yes.
higher it lifts, the shorter and quicker it swings. And if the clock's running too fast, you turn it out like in half the increment or so, and longer
That's how
and
you adjust
slower,
this?
and that's how you adjust.
Is this the same in grandfather clocks and things?
Exactly the same.
Let me see. Oh, here we go. So here's the time. Oh, and that is?
That's also just a single tube going up all the way to the top to your dial room, where it splits it into four, splits it into hours and minutes, and gives time to the dials.
So there, I can see. I'm just going to zoom into it.
Okay, so this one also, you wind it by hand. I come through every Wednesday, wind up the clock, make sure it keeps time and all that. So here, a lot easier, just need one person to wind it.
And I assume you're lifting up this weight somewhere.
You're lifting up the weights around the corner there, you can have a look and you'll see how the weights rise.
I see it coming here now.
Yeah. So now we had 12, and there we'll have 12:30 now.
All right. Wow, look at that harbour, hey?
Yeah, no, never stand still, yeah. They're always busy with something, building, breaking down, doing something. That's the new 1 billion rand hotel.
Over there, yeah. Richard was talking about this ball on the other side there. What's the significance?
The ball, you can't see the ball now, it's behind this building.
Yeah.
On the corner as you come into the V&A Waterfront, and it's a big red brick tower with a spike on top and this big red ball.
Yeah.
And that's actually connected to Signal Gun, to Signal Hill.
Yes.
So the
Which is
ball's
up there,
always it's up there, right there by that big flagpole. So 12 o'clock when that cannon goes off, the ball drops to the base of the tower. And then the guys with their binoculars on the ships, they know when the ball hits the base of the tower, it's exactly on the hour.
I mean, if you've got a cannon, why would you need to have a ball?
Interesting question. If you stand where we're standing now, 12 o'clock when that gun goes off, it takes about 4 seconds. You see the white plume of smoke coming out of the cannon, but it takes about 4 seconds for that sound to hit the clock tower. So it's even going to be a lot longer before it hits the ships. And they need exact time, so that's why they look at the ball.
Case of lights travelling faster than the sound.
That's correct.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so we basically been digging around on this website, Gateway Guides, and they've got a V&A Waterfront guide on here, and in here we found out a bit of history about this building. That the port captain used to be based here.
Now we're going to go back to, we're going to just rewind a little bit.
I can't remember what
Hang
I
on,
said.
I'm glad you don't remember what you said, because that was long. I want you to go, a shortened version of what we just went through, okay.
Okay, so the port captain used to sit in here. It was the tallest building in Cape Town at the time, and he didn't even have to leave his desk because he had these mirrors on all the upright columns that each face a different window that he could see out of the window without leaving his desk, out of all his windows.
And his phone?
Oh, we didn't do the phone, okay.
Do the phone part.
Soft cut. All right, so the port captain's office here was so important, this building was so important when it was first built, that the very first telephone line in Cape Town, reputedly, ran from this building to the post office in Darling Street.
No. Okay, I said the
It's not a big one, it just gives you a
yeah,
slight
yeah.
for the doves.
Is that for the doves?
It's going to be, yeah. I forgot to tell you about it. I've done it a few times already. I just forget about it.
I think this guy's having quite a hair day. It's that thing on his head.